Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to the crowd, "No one lights a lamp, conceals it with a vessel, or sets it under a bed. Rather, he places it on a lampstand, so that those who enter may see the light. For there is nothing hidden that will not become visible, and nothing secret that will not be known and come to light. Take care then how you hear. To anyone who has, more will be given, and from the one who has not, even what he seems to have will be taken away." The Gospel of the Lord. Today is the memorial of St. Januarius. Kind of interesting. St. Januarius was an early church martyr. He died around the year 309 at the hands of the Emperor Diocletian, just before Christianity was officially recognized as a legal religion by the Emperor Constantine in 313. Something that I didn't know about St. Januarius until this morning is that he was ordained a priest when he was 15 years old, and he became a bishop when he was 20 years old. So if you're ever feeling sorry for yourself about how young and inexperienced your pastor is, right, think about the people of St. Januarius' day, a bishop who was 20 years old, right? He ended up being a martyr. He was fed to the lions as an act of martyrdom. And part of why he's known today is because of what has happened after his death. Every year in Naples, his blood is on display, his blood which is solidified, and every year on his feast, it becomes liquid. It liquefies itself. It doesn't happen quite every year, but most years this happens. There's also some strange phenomena. For example, when Pope Francis came to visit the blood of St. Januarius, it only half liquefied. And so what does that mean about Pope Francis? Well, it doesn't mean anything, because it didn't do anything when Pope Benedict or John Paul II came either, right? So it's just kind of a little finicky of a miracle, but pretty much every year the blood liquefies. So kind of an interesting thing about St. Januarius. I was struck this morning by this reading from the book of the Proverbs, right? "Refuse no one the good on which he has a claim. Plot no evil against your neighbor. Envy not the lawless man," right? All of these sayings here from the book of Proverbs this morning, right? They're all in reference to how we react when people do things to us, right? We plot evil against them, or we refuse to do them good, or we envy them, or we curse them, right? All these different things. And something I've noticed, especially from hearing confessions and other things, is that we as human beings, right, we have, especially for us as Catholics, because a lot of us, we consider ourselves to be kind of morally upright people. And so we have a very strong sense of justice, right? A very strong sense of justice. And I would say also in our modern culture today, right, justice is seen as the highest of the virtues. That's why we hear so much talk about social justice and racism and economic equality and everything, because it's perceived as an unjust structure by so many people in our culture. But what I think is more helpful for us to focus on as individuals and also as a culture is not so much justice as much as doing good. Right? All of us in our lives need to recognize that there are people who are going to disrespect us, treat us unjustly, not give us our due worth and appreciation, people who will betray us, right? All of the above. This is going to happen in our lives. And we have to make the decision, right? What is our goal in life? Is it to have justice against those people? Or is it to recognize that we live in a fallen world? We live in a world in which sin and injustice reigns. Christ himself said we are in the realm of the evil one, right? And he brings havoc all over the place. So we have to ask ourselves, what is going to be our reaction? Is it going to be the pursuit of justice, or is it going to be all of us making the decision that no matter what happens to us, we are going to choose to do the good? In a toxic culture, in a toxic environment, we choose to be the antidote, to be the medicine, right? To be the people who act contrary to everyone else. I think so much of our life is spent and wasted on resentments that build up within us, and the desire for revenge, the desire for justice, right? The desire for our own reputations to be upheld and the like. What we should recognize is that that's never really going to happen. All these things are going to continue to happen to us. And we need, in a certain sense, to become at peace with that. And no matter what happens to us, we're always going to choose to do good, right, in return.